Hello everybody and welcome back to Muramasa the Demon's Blade. This is the last challenge mission, the one I specifically held off on doing since the last episode. Now, there is going to be some plot relevance to this video, which we'll be addressing soon. However, there's a reason why I also separated this specific mission into one video. If you want to know why, look at how long this video is. Now that you understand the gravity of this mission, this is precisely why I also kept a little bit of plot in here. The last bit of plot in the game before the final endings comes from us forging swords. Because now that we finally went around and did all the alternate endings and got the swords that we needed, I kind of hung on this sword because it said Blade of Hopelessness, which is funny because it's the exact same sword from Kisuke's second ending. But yes, after all this time, we finally reached the end of the tree. This is the Oboro Muramasa. Now, once you forge this sword, this happens. And that's the last we see of Muramasa, the Forgeman. Now, the interesting thing about the Oboro Muramasa sword, it is the strongest sword in the game at a whopping 757 attack power. By doing this and having the Bracelet of the Diva King equipped, you're effectively making the Oboro Muramasa blade weaker. Because this is a sword that can cut fate and slay gods. So we have effectively made the Bracelet of the Diva King worthless. So now we need to find a replacement. There's actually a better replacement, the Tablet of the Bodhi Tree. You could use this, you could use the Hammer of Muramasa, you could use the Imari lacquerware, but you could use any of these items to make the Oboro Muramasa even stronger. I think the strongest it could achieve, though, is 964 attack power. Because I can't seem to get past 227 attack on any of the attack boost accessories. But here we are at the final challenge mission, the Night of Absolute Chaos. Now here's the interesting thing, you have absolutely no reason to do this mission. You get nothing plot-wise for it, you only get the achievement for beating it twice, and it's one of the hardest missions where enemies are scaled at level 90. This is solely a fact of pride. Here we go. Now, the first few phases are not too bad. It's an entire fight of ninjas, but here is the Oboro Muramasa's ability, Pandemonium. This is the ability that Momohime and Kisuke used in their boss fights. This is what we get out of that. Here's Thunderclap again. What a great ability. It's so good at taking out those kite ninja. Now, in each phase of Night of Pandemonium, you get the odds ramp up significantly. Like, it was originally just ninjas and kite ninjas, now it's ninjas, master ninjas, and kite ninjas. The numbers pile up and the quality of enemies pile up. And I will say this is probably the hardest phase out of the Night of Pandemonium. But yeah, the Oboro Muramasa carves through enemies like butter. It is a wonderful sword, as expected of the final blade. Sadly, I can't seem to get a good hit on this. Now, this is one of the swords that I forged in the process of this. It's Gambit Slash, but you also get a big slash out of it. You have a hard time dealing with that last Kite Ninja, because I'm afraid of what he's gonna do to me. Because I like this sword. It's a really good sword. Oof, that was lucky. And now it's just straight up Master Ninjas and Kite Ninjas. This gets really dicey. I actively kind of want to keep my, I actively want to keep the Obora Muramasa at full strength. Because in terms of ground enemies, Pandemonium is the best ability in the game. If any enemy gets near you when you hit Pandemonium, they are gone. Conversely, Thunderclap is the best air ability because of how it works. Sometimes it only gets one hit in, but 80% of the time it works 100% of the time. I'm sitting here like, wait a minute, where's the... Oh, you assholes. Unfortunately, there's still one left. He went off screen, so I couldn't attack him with Thunderclap. There we go. Much better. And now they just get rid of the Kite Ninjas. It's just a bunch of fucking ninjas. Now this is good for me, because I could just dump Pandemonium up on the fight. Yes, getting close. This is wonderful. Now, because these are Master Ninjas, they have the Kasarigamas. Somebody linked that in YouTube, and I have made an attempt to keep it in my memory. But the Kasarigamas are pretty good at fucking with you, just because there's no way to get in close when they have those out. They're also pretty good at damaging your sword. And to cap off this wave, we have to fight, first off, this thing. Which I'm kind of surprised it's here, honestly. Now, I wanted to do something cool and kind of slash at that guy with my sword, with the Mega Slash, but it just wasn't happening. So here's how Thunderclap works on a big target. You do a lot of damage. It's wonderful. This is why I love Thunderclap. When you get a big target, they don't stand a chance. Unfortunately, neither do my swords. Yep, unfortunately the Obora Muramasa is still a sword, and ergo it could break if you're irresponsible. And I believe even without the bracelets of the Diva King, my swords are still plenty powerful, because that's 684 plus 200, so that's attack power somewhere in the 800 range, which is still better than Bracelet of the Diva King. In fact, I think it probably would have been better if I used Bracelet of the Diva King for some of the later things. And now we have this mess to deal with. Two of these Pestilence gods, and the entire Ghost Gun armada. This is a wave that is going to say, fuck you, we're breaking your swords. Like so. Now, really, you want to get rid of the gun people first, because they are better at breaking your swords than the Pestilence gods. These guys were out of my range, though, so I couldn't take care of them. Now, I forgot to mention it before in the other challenge videos, but the size of the Pestilence gods is a indicator of how much HP and how strong they are. Notice how one of them is tiny while the other one is large. I want to take out the tiny one first just by merit of reducing the action economy in this fight. Because if both of them get their little babies out and start shooting at me, well, Kisuke fucking dies. Now, hitting both of them at once, you can hear the bone rattle that happens when you attack them. Now, I don't know why I keep avoiding the poison in the Pestilence God, because poison is actually a relatively benign status effect. Sure, it does damage over time, but it doesn't... The poison cloud itself that causes the poison status effect doesn't do any damage to you. All it does is shake you a little bit. It doesn't even hit stun you. So you could actually just kind of go in there and go ham and not really have to worry about anything aside from maybe losing a little bit of health in the long run. Luckily we got rid of one, now we just need to get rid of the other one. Which is a little tricky because they love breaking my blades. Even after I quick draw all of them away, he still summons some. It's so ridiculous that I just say fuck it, have a pandemonium. Alright, that challenge mission's done. We have nothing else to do in this mission at all. Fuck. So yeah, they fake you out here. There are going to be multiple instances of this, so if you feel like you completed your mission, you haven't. That's mainly the developers giving you EXP, that way you could possibly level up and get a free heal as you continue in on this mess. Also, maybe repair your swords a little bit. This is going to be a long mission. Now, I don't know why they open up with ninjas here. Oh, I know why. Never mind. But yeah, the ninja waves continue, and they're not even fucking around anymore. Look at this mess. Yeah, when ninjas start leapfrogging their attacks, it gets to be a problem, because they got that katana slash that does a heavy amount of damage, they got that fire breath that covers a wide area and puts you in burning status. They have the Kusari Gamas, which prevent you from coming in, and they have bombs to break your swords. And since you're fighting 10 at once, you can see why I hate these assholes. Yeah, right now I'm just looking for an opportunity to do this. Yeah, the moment I quick draw them, they instantly pull out the Kusari Gama again. It's pretty fucked up. Now, unfortunately, the thing about Pandemonium is that final slash that produces the super air slash, it can be stopped by corpses, so it's not really good unless it's at point-blank range. By the way, we're fighting 3 fat ninjas now. This is a little dicey. Not as bad as the challenge mission. But still, if you're not paying attention, you could get messed up here because their damage output is increased. I think they still have the same AI leap though, so if you just manage the attack to where you only put one of them into anger mode at a time, then you shouldn't have a problem. But then again, what's the point if you can't just kill all 3 of them at once, which is what I'm trying to do right now. Oh no. Now luckily the invincibility frames from Blade of the Waning Moon is really good. And that's 1 down. The other 2 have HP bars though, unfortunately. And that stupid punch, I hate that punch. It just comes out of nowhere and then you're just knocked out of your combo. It's the worst feeling. I really should have done Waning Moon there. Because I don't think Waning Moon takes a lot of your meter. But it doesn't matter because I got the Muramasa ready to go. Well, I took one of them down with me. Yeah. Level ups are going to be important in here. I would not recommend going into this at max level. Give yourself a little bit of leeway. Maybe level 93, 94. But now we have to fight 7 samurai. Since we're about 15 minutes into this video, I could go ahead and tell you, Pandemonium, the Night of Pure Pandemonium, it's basically a condensed version of every challenge mission at once. Because before we fought the Valor in the Witching Hour, we fought Assault of Ozaru ninjas, we fought 7 samurai, which is now somehow 9. And now we have to fight elite samurai. These are basically the regular samurai sprites with the Yukinojo moveset. But Pandemonium's really fucking good at breaking swords. Like, I don't know if it's due to the damage output or the attribute of the weapon, but once you actually use Pandemonium, these samurai swords don't stand a chance. You could just take them out, no problem. Yeah, since I don't have a good sword here with a good sword breaking ability, I'm a bit hesitant on what to do, but since they all lined up perfectly nice, hit them with a guard break, and now they're just wheat to the chaff, or wheat to the scythe. That phase is done. Not a lot of EXP, but hey, we could use the breather. Breather's over. Now we have to fight monks. Luckily, the monks here not that strong, which is kind of shocking because I think the monks in Trial of the 100 Monks are a bit chuftier than these guys. Because even the monks in that challenge mission don't die after a single quick draw in one strike. And next is 2 blue monks accompanied by a couple of small monks. Small monks are nothing though, Pandemonium them. Now look at how much damage we did to one monk based on Pandemonium alone. We take out a good 75% of their first HP bar. Now granted, given how much we do in general, that doesn't seem like a lot, but from a single skill, that's really fucking good. Now there is a trick that you could do with the blue monks that I never mentioned throughout the entire LP. You could reflect their talismans back for a little extra damage, and I think it stuns them and sets them up for a juggle. I don't do that though because the blue monk is... most of his tells are pretty obvious to where you could just wail on them forever, and it doesn't even expedite the fight. So yeah, if you want to have a little fun with the blue monks, just reflect their projectiles. Maybe it does expedite the fight because it's like extra damage just for dashing into talismans, but I don't know. Not only do I not feel like it's worth it, I've never gotten it right. Like, I tried to do air dashes into them, but then they just punch me. Well, that was a quick and easy wave. Next up, birds. Ah, nice little break. I believe they give you this one just so you could recover your soul energy. Because this definitely feels like a freebie round, and this is the round that tipped me off into realizing, oh, this is just every challenge mission ever. Sadly, it's only one wave of wildlife. Because for the most part, now we're going to be fighting Tengu. This wave in particular is weird. It's supposed to be themed after the mountain creatures, which is why you get Tengu, you get the wildlife, and eventually we're going to get another creature that you see in the mountains. But yeah, 10 Tengu at once. This is kind of dicey, but Tengu are slow to begin with, so if you could see their tails coming, you could respond in kind and not break your sword, which is what I almost did. See, that's what I meant about leapfrogging attacks. Those 3 consecutive air slashes, if I blocked even once, no sword would stand a chance. I don't even think in Legendary or Fury mode would a sword survive after that. And now, Yukionas. I actually have a couple little small webbums of me just beating this wave in like a split second, because they're not that hard. After that, we gotta fight Ghost Samurai. These ones, I've been having a lot of trouble fighting the Ghost Samurai recently. I don't know if it's because of the DLC or just me getting arrogant in general, but lately I've been getting hit by their really obvious tells, and it's a little embarrassing, honestly. In this wave, though, we also get to fight Shigure Bishamon. If you ever fucking... There he is! I do like the fact that he's here since, supposedly this takes place in... I'm assuming this fight takes place in Pandemonium, because it's literally called Night of Pandemonium. So it wouldn't make sense if, Bishamon's not here. But yeah, since it's just Bishamon, he's not much of a threat. And now that we have the Oboro Muramasa, he's even more of a joke. Naturally, if he gets off his, Stampeding Horde or Flurry of Arrows attacks, he'll break your sword, but I figure at this point, you know what to do to prevent that. Pro tip, never let him touch the ground. He has a lot of HP for this phase. Speaking of, somebody actually linked a speedrun of Muramasa, which is quite underwhelming, to be honest. I'm a little surprised at how boring it was. But they did bring up the fact that they actively slow down boss phases so bosses don't have as much HP. And I'm wondering if it's true that the faster you kill a boss, the more HP they have. That'd be a little weird in terms of game design, and I honestly would probably think it's a flaw in terms of this game. But I don't think anybody's dived into the code to confirm such a case. That, and I don't know how you would dive into the code for this game to figure that out. Would you go into the WiiWare or the Wii version, or would you go into the Vita version to figure out that data? But yeah, this Bishamon fight takes a long time because I think it's like 5 to 6 HP bars. He's really chufty for how boring he is. I think they expected you to have the Oboro Muramasa here, and that's why a lot of the bosses have a little bit more HP. Yeah, nice try, buddy. Get out of here. Now we are fastly approaching the thing that made me dread redoing this mission. So, when I started this LP, I was actually filled with terror of this mission, because this is the last mission, this is the hardest mission, I have no reason to do it, but I did say I was gonna 100% this game. And I did beat this mission once before when I first played this game. It wasn't pleasant in the least, but I did it. But yeah, we are fast-tracking to why I was deathly afraid of 100%ing this game. Now, amusingly, it's not as dreadful as I made it out to be. Once we get to it, you'll see why. But yeah, this is the phase of 100 demon deaths, so I'm pretty sure you have an idea of what's going to happen here, and it's not great. This is the slow burn phase. The thing that's designed to just make you... just designed to turn off your brain by boredom alone, and then have you make mistakes. Because, here's an interesting thing. I did mention that this is all the challenge missions at once, so naturally you would think, oh, after this fight we're gonna fight 4 fucking, demons, right? Keep that in mind. Oh, they're not doing that yet. It's, they make you fight Oxhead and Horseface beforehand as well, which is even more tedious, honestly. I'm kind of wondering why, when I was playing this, I didn't unload Pandemonium on them. It would be really good for this fight now that I think of, for this specific phase of the fight now that I think about it. What am I doing? Is this the epiphany everybody has in their LP where they realize, wait, what are you doing? Stop. Because I don't know what I'm doing here. This would be a moment to just say, okay, Pandemonium, enjoy free damage. Now there is a thing you could do with the demons specifically. I can't remember if it's attack them, block them, or do something while they're charging. But if you charge and then do something to counter them, it'll stop them and put them into hit stun to the point where you could juggle them. I don't know how much that helps in expediting this, but it's a neat little thing that you could do with this enemy specifically. But, what's the worth in that knowledge when I could just juggle them for a good 30 seconds? So you know how I said you know how I said that this is basically the Demon Challenge mission? Well, it's a little more than that. They make you fight 5 at once. Not as bad. Well, basically exactly as bad. They give you a lot more. I think they were. This is why I think they were expecting you to have the Oboro Muramasa. And yes, it's just as tedious as you'd expect. Because the attack piggybacking here is a lot more irritating, as you can see here. Also, that was what I was talking about. I dashed into one of the demons as he was charging. I think I took damage, but I also knocked him back, which is a neat little thing. It's the little details in enemy attacks that makes me smile. Shame it's not a huge factor in dealing with them. Especially since I have to fight 5 fucking punching bags at once. Ugh, this is the worst part. It's so slow. I mean, granted, I should have expected this when I fought 10 samurai at once. But with the Muramasa, it's a little bit easier, mainly because I got it at like 970 attack power, as opposed to the 700 I had with the Diva bracelet. But yeah, see what I mean about these guys being slow and not a threat at all? I was in the middle of them for a good 3 seconds and they didn't do a single thing. That's how bad these enemies are. Now that one was smart and tried to get the jump on me, but sadly he didn't succeed. That one did though. He blocked off my escape, the bastard. I'm running over to the side because I'm like, where's the last one? I know there's one more, and then I forgot to check the HP bars. There's no third one, or fourth one. And now there's no third one. Now from here it's just cleanup. The sad part is, once you end a juggle on them, you could do an uppercut and then re-juggle them even further. That's how depressingly easy these enemies are. And I believe we are on the last phase, where you fight both Momohime and Kisuke. Now, when I started this LP, I dreaded this instance. This is a really hard fight for first-time players. It's a nightmare of enemies predicting you, enemies blocking your every move, they counter your quick draw, and they never give you the time of day to attack. However, discovering the AI loophole in the alternate endings was a beautiful thing, because the moment I get an opportunity to attack, and when I say attack, I mean when I break their blade, with their own skill, by the way, this becomes a lot easier. Because watch Kisuke's HP melt. This is what I mean when I said that when you're attacking low, they go into auto block mode. Because notice how Momohime is staying on the ground, doing nothing. Now, I also mentioned a move that we saw that the AI-driven characters we didn't see during the alternate endings. We're about to see it soon. And it is a trip. I believe it happens right about here? Yeah, for this phase, you just want to do the low attack thing, but don't get greedy like I do. Right now, I'm basically waiting for an opportunity to get my sword HP back and use Pandemonium to get an opening again. Yeah, that didn't work. Tragic, really. Now here's the move. Look at this! Now why the hell can't I get this move? This is rad! Only did about 3,000 damage. I remember it doing a lot more, and wow, they tried to chain it on me, the dirty bastards. I just noticed that. But yeah, I don't know what to call that move. I basically call that, Retribution or something dumb. But it is a punishing move. And when you get hit by that, it hurts. I also have a webm on my hard drive of me dying to that ability. It's pretty funny. But yeah, once you know the fact that their AI is complete and utter garbage, this part of the fight, not so bad. I kind of hammed it up a little bit, but you know, what can you do? And by beating this nightmare of a challenge mission, you get a unique accessory. You get the Thunderous Bangle. This is an interesting bangle. What it does is that it gives you infinite sword durability. That means you can guard infinitely and do sword arts infinitely. So if you want to be, oh, I don't know, a cheap sack of crap, you can equip that and then spam Pandemonium forever. Be a piece of shit. The world is your oyster. This is your badge that I fucking did everything. But I don't really use it. Not a huge fan of its ability, quite frankly. I'd much rather have 950 plus attack power on my Oboro sword. But yeah. Next episode of Muramasa the Demon's Blade, we're gonna do the final episode of the main campaign. See you folks later.